So if he's a sole administrator and he needs to work with those he will trusted hands that will bring forth the film. And that's all Rivers State people were waiting for. We're waiting for him to go up the local government to appointing administrators of the local government so that government will begin to function and the grass will begin to enjoy government at a time where the government or before it's moved that they will restore the governor and the legislator.
On the appointment of Professor Ibibia Warika as the secretary to the state government, Mr. Onyomasele described Professor Warika as an independent mind that cannot be influenced.
I know him like 20 years back. He is an independent-minded person that is not of anybody. It's just that in Rivers State, as soon as you appoint somebody, they must begin to attach that person to one thing or the other. If there's anything, when I heard the name of Professor Warika, I doubted if there is any hand of even the other people because I know Professor Warika as a professional, as somebody who is not biased. As even George Ikebo cannot influence Professor Warika. That I can tell you. George Ikebo cannot influence. Professor Warika is an independent-minded person.
Also, the founding National Secretary of the Alliance for Democracy, Udenta, has accused Rivers State Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, of dismantling the levers of democracy with his suspension of all political appointees in the state. Professor Udenta, who said this on Channels Television, said the suspension of Governor Fubara was a distortion of democratic institutions by the Tinubu government. He accused the Bola Tinubu presidency of dismantling democratic values and weaponing the judiciary against Nigerians. In another development, the Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, says the suspension of political office holders by Rivers State sole administrator shows a hidden agenda to remain in power beyond the 6-month mandate. CUPP's National Secretary, Peter Ame, said this in an interview with journalists. He said retired Admiral Ibas's appointment was meant to stabilize security, not to interfere in governance and political structures. Yes, the director is available. The most senior director or head of administration is to take over. Moving on, the spokesperson of African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Rivers State, Luckyman Egila, has expressed fear the August 9th local government election. Egila said this while speaking in one party.
We don't have nothing anymore. That's the bitter truth. President Tinubu and his administration cannot be trusted on any grounds at this point in time. What we see and what we feel today in Nigeria is that we are heading for a one-party system where if you fail to play by the ball,
President Tinubu is to please the FCT minister because of the 2027 general election.
We are not surprised that the state of emergency declared and they are banging on the fact that there were explosions on some pipeline, for Christ's sake. There has been an oil spill and this is a fire that has been burning for quite some time. President Tinubu trying to hide under the cover that there was a pipeline, this vandalization is not reason enough for him to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. He is just trying to ensure that the bidding of the minister for this in the FCT is being carried out to its fullest. For Christ's sake, who sacks an entire democratic system in the state? He does not have the right or the powers to do that.
The ADC spokesman also blamed the judiciary for the current situation in the state.
Most of these issues happened because of the laxity of the judiciary. The judiciary in Nigeria has kept us where we are today because Supreme Court gives different interpretations to different scenarios. Today we see that anyone can come out and just say, okay, I'm going to court because I know I can buy justice. Justice is for sale now. So until the judiciary purges herself, until the executive stop interfering in the activities of other arms of government, I don't think we are going anywhere.
Meanwhile, the State Executive Council of Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, in Rivers State, has threatened to withdraw their services if, at the end of this month, salaries of workers are not paid. The chairperson of NLC in the state, Alex Agwonwo, said this during a news conference. Mr. Agwonwo said the NLC also aligns with the position of the national leadership of organized labour on the state of emergency in Rivers State.
And salaries of all public workers in the state civil service of Rivers State to be paid on or before the end of this month of March. And the council also resolved that if at the end of this month of March, the salaries of workers in the local government and the minimum wage in local government is not implemented, and also the salaries of workers in the public service and other public sectors under Rivers State government is not paid, that the State Council will begin to initiate steps to withdraw our members from services in all the local government and public service.
The NLC chairperson also demanded for the implementation and payment of local government workers' salaries at the end of this month.
The state has also resolved that Rivers workers are non-partisan and cannot suffer in the midst of all of this crisis. Workers' salaries, most at the local government level, have not been paid up to date since February 2025. And we also demand the immediate implementation of the minimum wage at all the local government levels in Rivers State at the end of this month. And our salaries of all local government workers to be paid on or before the end of this month of March.
Still to come, bill to create office of Prime Minister passes second reading in House of Reps. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Southeast Caucus of the Senate has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to honor former chairman of INEC, Professor Humphrey Nwosu, by immortalizing him. The caucus, after a news briefing, said Professor Nwosu should be immortalized for his pivotal role in ensuring that the historic June 12, 1993 presidential elections held, and also put the elections in the consciousness of Nigerians. They expressed disappointment that the Senate rejected their motion twice. Recall that the Southeast lawmakers walked out of the Senate chamber after their motion to immortalize Professor Nwosu rejected. A bill to empower the Independent National Electoral Commission to hold general elections on the same day in the Senate elect 22 to curb rot. A bill the office of the minister as head of government and the of president head of state has also to provide a framework for the mode of election to the proposed offices. The House also passed for second reading a bill seeking to bar individuals above 60 years from contesting for the offices of president and governor. The bill stipulates that candidates must hold at least a bachelor's degree in their chosen field, and while the lawmaker rescinded its decision on the second reading passage of an amendment bill seeking to strip the vice president, governors, and deputy governors of their immunity. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it is now in the final stages of preparing to establish the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act 21. The AP led the statement in Abuja. So they said NNPC Limited was currently engaging with prospective partners in line with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has named John Mahama at the State House, Abuja. President Mahama's visit to the presidential villa is his first official visit since his inauguration. The news continues after the break. Khalid been killed due to injury attack across Gaza today. According to Health Ministry, Hamas spokesman Abdel Latif Al-Noah, the kid would break it. On the news this evening, you heard the suspension of political office holders by Rivers State Administrator has stirred reactions. The NLC in Rivers State has threatened to withdraw its services if salaries of workers are not paid at the end of this month. A bill to create the office of Prime Minister has passed its second reading in the House of Representatives. The news edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.
Compliance to safety rules and regulations help save lives and prevent destruction of property at your home or business. However, if emergencies arise, please make use of the following numbers to get help from the Rivers Emergency Service: 0904 022 2281, 0904 022 2283, 0904 are not for inquiries, and neither should they be used for pranks.
This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.